It's week 3 on the carnivore diet for me, and I'm just keeping it simple. But this week, I'm going to be setting myself up for success by doing a meal prep, but not the kind that takes hours. I'm talking a fast meal prep that you can get done from beginning to end in under 30 minutes. So here is everything we're making, and if you're busy like me and you want to stay on track, but you don't want to spend your whole weekend in the kitchen, this one's for you. So let's grab these groceries, get inside, and get cooking. So recently I've found myself going to dairy as a quick and easy snack instead of actually making myself a carnivore meal. So what that looks like for me is I will grab a slice of cheese, a cheese stick, I'll make myself a frothed coffee. I'll have those things as a snack instead of actually eating a real carnivore meal. And while dairy is still technically carnivore, those things can really start to add up and start to derail your progress. So for week 3 here, I really want to focus on meal prep so that I have quick and easy things to grab and go and make a real meal. If I already have it ready to go, it's going to help me stay on track so I can stop snacking and actually eat some protein-packed carnivore meals. So let's get to the groceries that we got for this meal prep. All right, y'all, so groceries for this meal prep, I've just got some thick cut bacon, and then I've also got about 2 pounds of ground beef. We are usually buying the 10-pound 80-20 pack of ground beef from Walmart, and then I just slice them up and put them in the freezer. So I've got about 2 pounds. Usually when I'm having a meal, I find half a pound of ground beef keeps me really full and is enough for a meal. But if you find you need more ground beef for your meals, you may want to prep more than 2 pounds of ground beef. And then also I've got 5 dozen eggs. I'm not going to use all of these, but I did want to show you that we're putting them in a bowl. I don't know why it took me so long to empty this big box of eggs from Walmart into a bowl, but I'm saving so much space in my fridge now because of that. And also at the end of this video, I am going to do just a little bit of meal prep for my kids. So that's going to be some chicken tenders and then also some protein-packed Greek yogurt popsicles. So make sure to stick around for that, but I am going to need just a few more ingredients for that, like chicken, pork panko, Parmesan cheese, Greek yogurt, things like that. So if you're interested in things for kids, make sure to stick around to the end of the video. So first up, let's make some boiled eggs. So everybody has their own special way that they like to make boiled eggs. You know, Instapot, steaming the eggs. I've heard some people even doing them in the air fryer. But what I found works the best to help these eggs peel super easy is that I will hard boil them for exactly 12 minutes. Then I will bring them over to the sink, pour all that boiling water off, kind of run a little bit of cool water on them to help them cool down. And then I will just dump them with ice so that they're in an ice water bath for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then after that, the peel comes off so easy. I think it's that going from super hot to super cold that really helps the peel come off. So that's my way for making boiled eggs, but if you guys have any hacks for making lots of boiled eggs, make sure to let us know in the comments down below, because as carnivores, we probably eat eggs a lot. And having a different texture for your eggs can help keep your carnivore diet interesting. So if you guys got any tips, let us know. So some of the ways I'm going to use all of these boiled eggs. Number 1, I'll turn them into deviled eggs with some bacon mayo that we'll make in a second. Number 2, I love just having boiled eggs, but I do like to top them with coarse salt for a little extra crunch. Sometimes I'll throw a little bacon on top. You know, just having them as a snack is great. Also, another seasoning if you're doing more spices, sometimes putting some everything bagel seasoning on top of your boiled eggs gives you a different way to have boiled eggs, and it's also really good. So while those eggs are going, I'm gonna start prepping bacon 2 different ways. We are gonna do bacon twists, but then also some bacon crumbles. I call it the berry way because I actually learned how to make bacon crumbles this way from Nisha and Dr. Berry. I'll make sure to link the video in the description. So to make the bacon 2 different ways, first I'm gonna take my pack of bacon and I'm gonna cut it in half. Half of these I'm gonna twist up and put them into my air fryer. I do really like cutting the bacon in half because then my bacon twists aren't too long to go into my air fryer basket. These are gonna go in the air fryer on 400 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Then my other half of bacon, I'm gonna dice those up into about 1-inch pieces, and then that is going to go into my saucepan that I used for my boiled eggs. We're not doing extra dishes around here, y'all. So I'll just take all the diced bacon, put it into that pan, kind of spread it out with my wooden spoon, put the lid on top, and cook that on medium-high heat. And it's almost kind of like you're boiling the bacon in its own bacon fat, and it gets super crispy without the mess because you got the lid on top that's keeping all the bacon grease in there. So after about 4 to 5 minutes on medium-high heat, you're gonna start to hear that bacon get bubbly, the pan's gonna start rattling, and this is where you kind of need to baby it just a little bit. Just keep stirring it to make sure it doesn't stick on the bottom of the pan. Maybe reduce your heat a little bit, but after about 4 minutes more cooking on that, you're gonna have some delicious bacon crumbles. For these bacon crumbles and the bacon twists, a few of the ways I plan to use them. The bacon crumbles, sometimes I'll just have them as a snack along with the bacon twist, just as a quick snack, you know, here and there. Also, I will sometimes use those bacon crumbles to make a bacon Parmesan cream cheese that I will put on top of my smash burgers. That is delicious. Some of the bacon twists I will also use to either top my smash burgers, or I'll make a Big Mac burger bowl. So I'll either put a few bacon twists or just a little bit of the bacon crumbles on top of a bowl of ground beef, throw some cheese on there, throw some mac sauce on there. I'll put a link to that recipe in the description. And side note about all this bacon we're cooking, both from the air fryer and the bacon crumbles, make sure to save your bacon grease because we're going to be using that to make a bacon mayo. We're going to prep bacon mayo for the whole week. Before we get to that bacon mayo though, we are going to be making ground beef 2 different ways. Again, for me, I'm only going to be using 2 pounds of ground beef. That is enough for me, but depending on how much ground beef you're eating per week, you may need to adjust how much ground beef you're using. So the 2 different ways I'm going to be cooking this ground beef, half of it, so 1 pound of it, I'm just going to brown up with salt and pepper. This is going to be used for quick and easy grab and go lunches or dinners. So I might use this ground beef just to have a beef bowl. I could put a little sour cream on top with cheese and make a taco bowl. I could make a Big Mac burger bowl with this ground beef, you know, make a little mac sauce if I'm doing sauces, and add a little bit of the bacon twist on top. And I already got super easy and quick lunch or dinner just by already having some ground beef cooked and ready to go in my fridge. The other pound of ground beef, I'm going to pre-roll my smash burger balls. Now, this might seem a little extra, but honestly, when it comes to changing your habits, the less barriers you have in front of you to stay on track, the easier. So for me, already having my meat defrosted and rolled into balls, I really have no excuse that all I have to do is heat up a pan and smash my burgers and I've got a meal ready to go. So doing this little step, having them all ready to go, ready to turn into smash burgers, just helps me stay on track no matter what else is happening in my life, because these burger balls can be turned into smash burgers in probably about 3 to 4 minutes, and that leaves me no excuses no matter how tired I'm feeling or what else is happening. All right, y'all, so let's talk about that bacon fat. I just poured that bacon fat from the air fryer and our saucepan into a mason jar, and now we're gonna be turning that into a bacon mayo. So I'll make sure to put the recipe for this bacon mayo in the description, but basically you're going to use 3 egg yolks and 1 teaspoon of mustard, and you're gonna use an immersion blender just to mix that together just until combined. You could pasteurize these eggs if you want to. Again, check the recipe in the description because it will walk you through how to do all of that if you want to pasteurize your eggs as well. I chose not to. So after the egg yolks and the mustard is all mixed together, you're going to slowly drizzle your bacon fat. Now, the key word here is slowly. This is how your mayo is starting to form. So don't rush this process as you're pouring the bacon fat in. Just use your immersion blender and slowly mix that together. I actually added 2 teaspoons of white vinegar, added a little bit of Redmond's real salt, and now you have some bacon mayo prepped for the whole week. So at this point, you might be wondering, what are you even gonna do with all of this bacon mayo? So a few things I plan to use it for. I do really enjoy deviled eggs, so I'm gonna use my bacon mayo to make those deviled eggs. Another thing, I love sauces, so I'll probably spread a little bit of this on my smash burgers. Again, getting a little bit away from dairy, but not yet taking it out completely. Small steps, y'all. And then another way I could use this bacon mayo is just a little bit of drizzle on those Big Mac burger bowls, or if I'm just having a bowl of ground beef, drizzle a little bacon mayo on top, throw some cheese on there, delicious. All right, y'all, so let's move on to the kid-friendly version of this carnivore meal prep. Now, some of the things I'm about to show you, you may not want to include if you're a strict carnivore, but they are still animal-based, and they're things my kids absolutely love. So here's what I'm meal prepping for my kids this week. So first up, we're gonna be doing some chicken tenders. I'll link the full recipe in the description, but the one thing I am doing different with these chicken tenders is I'm coating them in the panko and Parmesan cheese coating, and then I'm gonna put them in the freezer. I'm not gonna cook them quite yet. So then I have a bunch of chicken tenders already prepped. All I have to do is pull them out of the freezer, put them in the air fryer, 400 degrees for about 7 minutes per side, and we've got a delicious, easy, meat-based meal for my kids. The last thing I'm gonna prep for my kids is a chocolate Greek yogurt ice cream. Now, I was gonna turn these into popsicles, but I forgot to pick up popsicle molds. So if you do have popsicle molds at home, you could do that, but I'm just gonna throw mine into a container. So to make this, I'm just gonna combine 1 Fairlife protein shake with 2 cups of Chobani vanilla, 0 sugar added Greek yogurt. So after I blend that all together, I just pour it into an airtight container so I can scoop them out some of that frozen Greek yogurt whenever it's time to have a cool off summer snack. So that's a really great way to sneak in some extra protein for your kids, and they absolutely love it too. All right, y'all, so there you have it. Meal prep doesn't have to take all day. Done from start to finish in 30 minutes. 45 minutes if you're doing the extra kid stuff. But now I've got stuff for the entire week to help me stay on track with my carnivore diet and get to my goals. And also, if this video helped you, make sure to click like and then also click subscribe so you can see all of the updates coming up here soon. I'm gonna have a 30-day carnivore update, and I haven't stepped on the scale yet, so I'm really interested to see how much weight I have lost in these last 30 days. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong.